Hey, this is Jasmine Lenise, aka the Queen of Inspiration. I am a certified Christian life coach and counselor, and I am here to help women overcome trauma, run away from drama, and have healthy relationships with God, self, and others. Today, I wanted to talk about from lonely to love, my journey of building friendships in my 30s, my covenant friendships. I want to talk about this as we're beginning a new year, and many times we want to know who we are going to do life with. For me, it has been a struggle. Yes, I have struggled to make connections. Why? How? Oh, you're so cute. You're so fun. You're so bubbly. But it has really been a struggle. Most of my life, it has been one or two friends, and then they somehow disappear, or we just don't agree on something, and we did not have the maturity to overcome. Now we're in this big age of being in our 30s or 40s or 50s and beyond. Some of us have childhood friends that are set in place. But have you found yourself looking around thinking like I'm still lonely, looking around trying to figure out who can connect with me based on the place that God wants for me to go? If that's you, that's what I'm struggling with. The one thing that I have done as I reflect over my life and I reflect over the friendships that I have, because I'm just in a place of gratitude. And I want you to begin to think about all the people in your life that you have met and all the friends that you have had. And think about the ones who were really good friends in every stage, in every season of your life. Why were they a good friend? This is how I got more clarity to go from being lonely to really feeling loved in my few 3 to 5 friends that I have. How can you have friends, Jazz, and be lonely? There are just some times that the people around you that you want to help you overcome certain traumas, or there's people around that you want to live life with. Those people really don't know the depth of how you're hurting. Or you want to be understood, but you don't feel understood. So you're around people, but you don't feel heard. I lived a lot of my life like this. This is what I did. One, clarity comes through contrast. Yes, my friend, clarity comes through contrast. The way that you will build healthier friendships as an adult is having clarity and being okay that this clarity will come through difficulties. It will come through conflict with other people and past conflicts. Failed relationships or seasons of solitude shouldn't put you in a place of fear. These moments of conflict brought you to a place of getting the plank out of your own eye, according to Matthew chapter 7 and 3. Sometimes God chooses for us to experience misalignment in our relationships so we can experience more healing and alignment with Him. They weren't your enemies. They were misalignment. And it was misalignment for your future and for your emotional and spiritual selves. What God had to do in you having friendships that seem like they didn't last, or being lonely even though you're around people, it is because they weren't your enemies. It was just misalignment for your future and an emotional, mental, spiritual redirection for you to heal. God allows us to deal with conflict because, one, He wants to protect us from those who would hinder our future and lead us from the path that He wants us to go. A lot of times we want the path of least resistance, but that is not what God calls us to, for us to be our fullest selves. Yes, my friend, I know that it can be flustering and frustrating, but God brought you into places of conflict in relationships and solitude, right? Consecration with Him, so that the places within yourself that still need to be worked out, you're not linking up with other people who have the same problem. And here's the second thing that I did: heal the magnet. You are the magnet, my friend. You are the light that attracts other lights. You are the light that expels darkness. So if you are broken and fragmented and it's dark and it's light and you're confused, you will attract, you will have a gravitational pull, or people will have a gravitational pull to you who are like that as well. Think about it. Part of our choice of who our parents, our siblings, our aunts and uncles are, we have a choice about every other connection. If my friends, spouse, pastor, and spiritual leadership, boss, and business partnerships are my choice, then why won't I heal the magnet? My character flaws, my character, my personality, learning what my temperament is, and healing my heart, dealing with those places within my heart that is harboring anger, bitterness, suspicion of other people, mistrust. Why won't I deal with those things? Having connection and relationship does not change the quality of who you are on the inside. You are responsible for your inside self. So if you are realizing that friends are always, it's always a misalignment, it's always conflict, it's always something where you can't trust people, then you have to begin to work on your trust issue. You have to begin to surrender your trust issue to the Father, get to the root of when trust was broken in your life, in your childhood, and deal with it. Many times you don't realize that you attract where you are, not just who you are, but where you are. Where are you mentally? Where are you emotionally? Are you working on healing? Are you in the process of healing? Are you not even thinking about healing? Are you just waiting for God to send people just because He's God? I just want you to know you attract where you are. You know the saying, every level has a devil, or every new level there's a new devil. Then I want you to ask yourself, if you're tired of dealing with the same devils at this level, when are you going to change? When are you going to move forward? And here's the thing, when you go to the next level, that means you're taking the tools that you learned from the past level. So you attract where you are. When we ask God to heal our wounds, our shame, our insecurity, or even our pride, our discernment sharpens. We have to stop reacting from trauma and start connecting from peace. The best thing that you can do for a healthy relationship, friendship, spouse, partnership, any type of relationship that you're entering into, is to be actively working on your health, your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, and then focus on your financial and physical health. Many times we only focus on how we are physically or how we are financially, but we don't realize, are we healthy spiritually? Do I have a healthy balance of who I am as a person and my relationship or my commitments to the Lord? Am I in balance when it comes to my emotions? Do I react? Am I overly reactive? Am I overly angry? Am I moody? Do I go up and down? No, it's not just being hangry. Are you ignoring your emotions, thinking emotions are bad, or I'm just a woman, I'm just a man, I'm a man and I don't have emotions? But in reality, you are a man, and you are a human being, and you do have emotions. And so the way that your emotions will come out may not be in talking, it may be in anger, it may be in silence. So how are you healing your emotions? You can't say that people are not trustworthy, but in reality, you're not trusting yourself, and your emotions cannot trust you for you to fully express them and for you to fully regulate and heal. All right. Third thing that I had to do in these last couple years in really going from being lonely to love is that connection is liberation. Connection is liberation. Genuine love doesn't demand that someone be exactly like you. I can't demand that my closest relationships, they think they feel exactly like me. If I demand that, I'm not looking for connection. I'm looking for someone to dominate. I'm looking for someone to control. I'm looking for someone to make me feel better in my insecurities and my perceived shortcomings and weaknesses. I'm not looking for genuine connection. It creates a space where two different souls can collide, disagree, and still grow. True friendship isn't about being the same, it's about being free. If you cannot allow a person to be themselves fully, freely, and boldly, then there's no reason for you guys to connect. Because when they're free and they're liberated and being themselves, you will be free and liberated in being yourself. And if you cannot do that, then that means you might need to reconsider working on parts 1 and 2. 2, healing the magnet. And 1 is that don't be afraid of these moments of solitude, of conflict, not really finding the right connections. Don't be afraid of that. It takes time. Two cannot walk together unless they agree. That's Amos chapter 3:3. What does it mean to agree? Friendship is about values, beliefs, character traits, and purposes that are agreed upon for two people to support one another, to do, or to be. What does it mean, though, to something to be agreed upon? What does it mean when we say a friendship is agreed upon? It means to be agreed, means to have been discussed, negotiated, and then accepted by all parties. For something to be negotiated, that means that there was a difference in opinion or a difference in understanding. And so to negotiate, it means to obtain or bring about by discussion, to find a way over or through an obstacle or difficult path. When you're looking for covenant relationships and friendships in this season, when you're looking for covenant friendships and relationships in this season of your life, it's not about if everything that they say, they finish your sentences. It's not about if it's easy and if they feel agreeable. It's about if I can have a difference in feeling, thought, and opinion, can we negotiate? Can we compromise? Can we discuss? Can we move on? Am I healed enough in my own solitude, in my own autonomy, in my own personhood? Am I healed enough to hear a difference in opinion? And even if I agree to disagree, can I get out of my own perspective to see someone else's perspective? That's how we go from lonely to love, building healthy covenant relationships. Because one, you have to understand that clarity comes from contrast. You can have conflict. You can have moments where you have no friends. You can have moments where you just like, that group isn't for me. And that makes you more clear about what you want and what you do not want, what you need and what you do not need, where you are spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, and asking the Father who to bring into your space. Many of us want a whole bunch of friends, but I have excelled in having 3 to 5 friends, 3 to 5 people that I can talk to. I have maybe 2 to 3 people that I'll be vulnerable with, and then I have some other people that I can go and share good news, ask for prayer. So I want you to think about it. I don't care your age. I don't care man or woman. I don't care, if you have friends for a long term. Are your friends helping you build and develop the character that God wants? Are your friends affirming, but also holding you accountable for your character, your personality, and for the tasks and the assignments that God has given you? And 3, are you able to be yourself? I get to be myself with my friends. And it took me a long time to get this. And so I want you to remember me, Jasmine East, as your life coach here, the Queen of Inspiration. I want you to remember that you don't have to be lonely when you're surrounded by people. You don't have to be praying and crying out to God about where the connection is coming from. I want you to get connected with God, but then focus on connecting to self, and you will be connected to others. I'll share this last bit with you, is that my best friend, we do not agree on the fact of she don't like chocolate. She don't. My friend don't like chocolate. And I realized even in those little bitty things, I am a chocolate girly down. I love chocolate. But even in those little things, it makes our relationship so much more fun because she always says, my bestie always says, that means when it's chocolate chip cookies or chocolate is more for you. And I don't like sugar cookies or oatmeal cookies. So that means it's more for her. The conflict, the contrast, you being more healed, you being more receptive and open, you realizing that everyone is not out to just hate the things that you hate, then you'll find people who get you. And so until next time, this is your girl, Jasmine East, aka the Queen of Inspiration, your life coach, who helps you run away from drama, overcome trauma, and have healthy relationships with God, self, and others. See you again. Bye.